let the YouTubes catch up with everybody. But here I am. I'm back in the room of requirement. If you were here last week, you know what I'm talking about. And we're here for another weekly chat. Oh, there goes my thing. YouTube finally got the message out, so it appears. Let's go ahead and get this paused. Prolonged fast. It's giving me an advertisement for a fast. Come on, do they know their audience at all? YouTube, do better, man. My goodness. All right, my friends, hello and happy Tuesday. Now that we are through that, I see my friends are here. Sarah, you got an ad for craft supplies. I didn't let the ad play, but it said something about like pro fast or prolong fast, and then it showed me a box full of vegetables. So I'm not exactly sure what it was, but the fact that fast was in the name is automatically a turnoff, don't you think? Anyway, let's see who's here. Lissa's here, and Sarah, and Julie, and Marie, and Rosie, who's also a cupcake. You all are cupcakes now. Congratulations, my friends. I don't even remember what that is. Like, what level is that? 6 months? I don't remember. Trudy, Cindy, hello, friends I haven't seen in a while. It is so good to see you. And Kathy and Sarah, and I saw Rosie on here. Becky's watching hockey downstairs. Good, you can keep me posted on the score. Let me know if anything interesting's happening. I have a hive that I just discovered on my arm for no good reason. That's annoying. You ever get like just the one hive for no reason? Thank you so much. I filmed today, y'all. So I apologize in advance if I end up suddenly unable to form coherent sentences because I filmed 6 videos today. Maybe 7 videos today if you include a vlog I'm working on. It was a lot of talking because, you know, I'm not short-winded. It was a lot of talking, but the hair turned out, thankfully. I wasn't sure. I have not blow-dried my hair. I acknowledged this in one of my videos. I have not blow-dried my hair since I got my hair cut back in the end of November because you let the natural wave happen when you've got summertime weather out there, right? Oh my goodness. We're halfway to the second we're halfway to the second to the best level. Yes, I assume you mean you want the Gracie sticker. That's what I'm assuming you mean. Anyway, so I apologize in advance if my voice goes out, if I'm no longer capable of making coherent sentences, or I start to look extremely tired because the odds of all 3 of those things happening are very, very high. But I'm here, and we're going to have a good chat, and I'm excited to spend a little bit of time with you tonight. Got my Waterloo. Not sponsored. I just love it. And we're ready to roll. So, ladies and gentlemen, Flying Flamingo Jade, well, hello there. I did try and use a word of caution in the title. Hopefully we stay pretty safe with people showing up trying to ask me anything because I put the almost in there. Maybe we won't get so lucky. Who the heck knows? But Q&A day, whatever you guys want to talk about day, as per usual. But first, share with me your highs and lows from the week. I would love to hear about them. For those of you that might be new here, highs are celebrations, no matter how small, good things that have happened to us within the last week. And our lows are things we might want to share if we're struggling with anything or something not so great happened to us this week. We are open to hearing that and sharing your struggle with you for a little bit. So feel free to share your highs and lows. I'm going to try really hard to not get behind on comments tonight, but I make no promises. So let's see if we can do that. I searched for a mattress the other day. Now all I get is mattress ads. That'll do it. That'll do it. You know what's really fun? When you do something like answer your husband's call for, hey, I think I need to buy some new underwear or something. So you are the good wife and you go searching for underwear. Guess what your targeted ads are for like the next 2 weeks? It's ridiculous. Lisa's here. Hello. That's the second best. The best is Princess Gracie. I haven't blow dried my hair since probably been a good decade. Oh man, I can't even imagine. You can get weird ads if you look at anything. It's true. It's very true. I've gotten some bizarre ads before. I've gotten some very bizarre ads. Hi, I got to see my daughter has moved out to her own apartment. First time seeing her as an adult and friend. Oh, Cindy, that's lovely. I hope you had a wonderful time seeing her. Aww. Hello from the frozen apple. Hey, Susan, how bad is it over there? I know the Midwest got pretty pummeled. Marie, how are we doing? How are we doing in Minnesota? Because I keep checking to see, not that we can really see, but we have video cameras on our house, and every once in a while I'll check the outside just to be like, what's the snow status? And sure enough, we went from a day where there was no snow on our stoop to a day where there was snow on our stoop, and the snow removal people came and took it off. And so it's been snowing, but I know Chicago got a pretty decent storm in the last 24 hours. So it's snowy in a lot of places, thankfully. Here is not one of them. It was like 80 degrees today. I'm living my best life, ladies and gentlemen. My hands are very happy. Very happy. Let's see. My highs, I've been killing the Lift 4 workouts. Maxed out my weights on chest presses yesterday. That's awesome. Finally back on track mode. High and low, just missing family. Yep, okay. I feel that. It was kind of creepy. All I did was talk about something with my daughter, and then I saw ads on my phone for it. Right? I feel like I have, no joke, like, it hasn't actually been successful yet, but I've had something like that happen to me enough times where I just kind of like, should I just shout out, hey, I need to purchase a green sweatshirt with a something pattern on it, and hope that a targeted ad comes up? Like, I feel like we're that close to that. Like, think something, and it will pop up on your targeted ads. It's creepy, but sometimes it's actually very useful, I find. Hi, I'm killing it at work this week, and I hope I can keep it up next month. Yay! Low, I forgot to do my mental health medication today, and so I've been a little wonky, but I'll remember tomorrow. Yikes. Keep on keeping on. You'll do good. Definitely take it tomorrow, though. Snowstorm here today, worked from home, but had to brave it for a dentist appointment. That's the worst. That is the worst when you have an appointment on a day that the snow happens. Ugh. Walked to and from the mall, got some exercise in. Hey, that's pretty good. All right. Went from nothing to a snowstorm. That's the worst. That's what happened. You guys remember the day that I went and got a facial and had to drive home in like literally a blizzard, and it was awful even though I was in my husband's SUV. It was so bad. That's what happened. It's like, it was beautiful in the morning, and then by the time I came out, it was covered in snow. I was only in there for like an hour and a half. I don't know how that happened. Hi, tomorrow is my birthday. Julie, happy birthday. Low, too much snow. Yeah, I'm the thought of going home to that just makes me not want to be honest with you. I realized that in January 2020, I worked out 22 days. I worked out 26 days so far this month. That is awesome. Way to go ahead and beat your goals. A little snow last week, but freeze your buns off cold. Okay, yeah, I saw single digits and went, ooh, but I noticed that there was less snow than in Chicago. A shot of bah humbug this week. No real highs, but I think I'm on track for completing all my monthly goals. Hey, Rosie, that's great. I have not yet completed all my monthly goals, and while I was updating my little vlog thing about my goals, just today I was walking you guys through what I've done, and I went, shoot, I'm supposed to finish a second book, and the book that I'm in the middle of reading, you guys, as you know, is this freaking thick. I was like, I should probably get on that. Because, you know, during batch week is the right time to realize you have a giant Harry Potter book to finish by the end of the month. I was worried Alexa and Amber was like, if you have a smartphone, they're listening. It's true. It's true. If you have a smartphone, they're listening to you. And for lows, I'm just dealing with a lot of unexpected anxiety, and it's wearing me down, and nothing is helping. I wish I had some advice for you, but I unfortunately do not. I gave you all of my advice already today. We had a little snow. It's just brutally cold. Currently 26 degrees, going down to 16 for the next few days. Oof. Oh, you guys, you're making me cold just thinking about it. Just watch us all get ads for green sweatshirts. Let me know if you do, because that'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. My arms are on fire for some workouts for the last couple days. I guess that's a high, Kristen? That is absolutely a high. Good job. I'm missing my workouts a little bit. I haven't worked out, you guys, since our chat last week. I have not worked out, and I'm not working out this week either. I got on the cross trainer today, but like no lift, none of it. I have done none of it because I'm taking the rest breaks seriously. Not dailies or weeklies, though. I'm not sure that would be funny or scary. I actually had 2 highs. I started tracking again after 3 years and I lost 3.5 pounds. Second high is I'm still on track. Jenny, that is incredible. Good for you. Keep it going. You are in the right place. I think I need to revisit my 21 for 21 list weekly and make sure I don't forget about what I want to do. Seriously, I need to like my power sheets are on my desk, but I literally left them open to my tending list page because in the middle of batch week tomorrow, I'm going to be spending literally the entire day sitting at my desk, editing. That's what I'm doing. I filmed today, I edit tomorrow. It's going to be a long day, but I'll be staring at it the whole time. So at least I'll be keeping it in the forefront of my brain. I'm in Georgia. We wore shorts to go get dinner. And yeah, I'm in shorts right now too. Shorts and a tank top. And it's lovely. It's lovely. I legitimately want to never leave Florida. Or snowbird. Snowbird on a regular basis, I tell you what. And my in-laws haven't kicked us out yet. I only have 1 monthly goal left to complete, and I'm not sure it'll get done, but I'm okay with that. I'm working towards it. As long as you keep on going. Keep on going. Y'all need to move to the South, right? Right? I've never realized, I've spent my whole life in the Midwest, except for those 2 years that we lived in North Carolina, until I got regular trips to Florida. I never realized, like, I knew I always hated the cold. I never realized how badly I needed to not live in the cold. Like, this has been amazing for my body. I'm not freezing to death. And that in the middle of January, end of January, and I'm not freezing to death. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Let me tell you, lockdowns and no caring about the weather. How is my neck and shoulder pain? It comes and it goes. Like right now, I actually feel great. But yesterday, I hurt like the dickens, and I don't know why. It tends to be great in the morning, and just as the day progresses, it tends to get progressively worse. But I have had good days and bad days. I've had a couple of days in the last week where I haven't really noticed anything at all, and then I've had a couple of days where there's still a lot of like pain and tension, and yeah, a giant comfy. I feel like I need to own one of those, but I do have a nice like just cozy I have a couple cozy sweatshirts now, and I have PJs. So where he currently works, no, he can't. But I will not discourage him when he starts job searching again, whenever the heck that ends up being. It could be tomorrow, it could be 10 years from now. I will not discourage him from looking south. So we'll see. I told him he can't take me further north. We'll see if he listens, because I told him he couldn't take me north the last time too, and you guys saw what happened. So we'll see. But in a perfect world, I'm like, look, at the very least, the snowbirding life is really great. I'm here for it. But wouldn't it be great if we could live somewhere that had more moderate winters and maybe a little bit less snow and maybe a little bit more warmth longer? Gee, wouldn't that be nice? Because it'd certainly be better for me. When we are old and retired, definitely we'll be living south. I can't think of a reason why we wouldn't be. Because it's just so good. My highs and lows. I don't know. I feel like I had a high earlier, and now I can't remember what it is. I finished all my filming. That's great. And my content planner is supposed to ship this week. That's also a high. I haven't gotten it yet. I haven't even gotten the shipping notification yet, but it's supposed to ship by the end of the week. We'll see what happens. So that's exciting. And the only low I can think of other than the neck pain issue is today is the 11th anniversary of my grandmother passing away. And that's just a bummer. I acknowledge it every year, and it's a bummer, but it is what it is. She's been gone for 11 years now, which one of the biggest bummers about it is I met Eric in June of 2011, and so he never got a chance to meet her because she was already gone. And she would have loved him. She would have loved him. My grandfather adores him, but it would have been fun for Grandma to meet him too. So that was my low for the week, I suppose. Let's see. How much the warmth is benefiting you really shows, especially compared to last year's struggle. I didn't even think about that. Is there any sign of seasonal depression on me? Because I don't think there is. It's January, y'all, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling tired, but I'm feeling good, which is unheard of for the winter. Unheard of. I actually looked at getting you a comfy as a Christmas or birthday gift once. It might have been last year or both. Seems like something you like. I mean, what's not to love about a giant, like, Sherpa sweatshirt? It's amazing. I just love all things cozy. I love all things cozy. I want to be cozy all the time. I want like 500 more pairs of FJs because they're everything I've ever needed in a pair of sweatpants. And they have like Sherpa ones and all that. And I love things that are cozy. I'm new to your Instagram and YouTube. I heard you talk about your cut. I know everyone else probably understands, but what is a cut? This is a great question. It's one that I'm getting very good at answering because it's asked all the time, which is great. All right, so a cut simply means a period of time in weight loss mode, in a caloric deficit. When you look at the food that you eat, you can be doing at any given time one of three options. You can either be in maintenance mode, meaning you are taking in the same amount of calories that you are expending, which means your weight generally stays the same within a reasonable fluctuation range because your weight changes day to day regardless. But you can be maintaining. You can be bulking, which means you're eating in a calorie surplus or more calories than your body needs to burn in order to function. Therefore, you are gaining weight, and you are either gaining that weight normally. Typically, most people gain that weight in the form of fat. If you are lifting heavy weights, you will gain muscle, which is great. So a lot of people will do that to put some more muscle on their body. Or your third option is you are in a cut or a caloric deficit, which means you are eating less calories than your body requires to lose weight, which means you will lose weight. Or less than your body requires to maintain its weight, which means you will lose weight and lose fat, which is the goal of my cut. My cut is to be back into weight loss mode. I hope that made sense. Sorry to hear that. Today is my wedding anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary. And you're spending it with me? I am flattered and honored. Why, thank you. Join me in North Carolina. That's where my house is, waiting to retire near Chapel Hill. I love it there. Girl, save me your guest room. I freaking love Chapel Hill. You know this. Like, yes. Save me your guest room. My sister has one of the non-Sherpa ones because she hates Sherpa. Interesting. I can't fathom hating Sherpa. Good night. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Amy, hello. Welcome. See, I told you the words were not going to be coherent at some point. 17 minutes. That's what you guys got. I can't, like, so it has to be like the super soft Sherpa. But I do like the Sherpa coziness. But I also like the velour feeling, like the soft velvet feeling, like the sweatshirt my husband got me, that kind of thing I love too. I just love soft things. I love all the soft things. I prefer my soft things in the form of fluffy puppies. You guys, speaking of fluffy puppies, the music minister at my old church, the Bridge that I would go to, his wife made an announcement on Facebook today that had puppy pictures, and they said, "Hi, my name is Chandler. Could I be any cuter?" And I about died. They have a Morkie, a Maltese Yorkie puppy, and they named him Chandler. And I love him, and I've never met him. And it's, sorry, puppies. I love me the puppies. Tell you what. Meanwhile, I'm wrapped in my Sherpa kitty wrap trying to make myself extra cozy. Cozy is where it's at. I love me some cozy. It's soft, but it's definitely collecting lint and cat fur like nobody's business. My husband is at work, but yes, I always try to be here Tuesday. Oh, I have to sneeze. Oh no. And I'm going to try and keep talking, but then I'm going to have to sneeze more. Okay, I think it's passed. I appreciate that you're always here on Tuesdays, Sarah. My cat thinks I got the wrap for him. Apparently that's also why I knit. I mean, that's what Gracie would think too. Gracie thinks every single blanket in the world is for her. And once she claims it, obviously is for her, you know? So, oh, the animals and the things we do for them. I tell you what. All right, my friends, what sort of questions do you have for me on this January 26th, 2021? Can you even believe that we're already almost done with the first month of the year? That is mind-boggling to me. As I was sitting there struggling over my tending list yesterday, I was like, I can't believe, I feel like I just wrote my tending list for January and it's already February. Oh my gosh. Where goes my question, Inspire? I was going to ask you if you're a cat person or if you're wrong. Oh, we all know that I am not a cat person. I am a dog person through and through. Give me all the puppies. All the puppies. Big puppies, little puppies, all the puppies. I love puppies so much. And to be clear, any age dog is a puppy to me. To me. I called my 11-year-old yellow lab a puppy. She was my puppy. So, it's a term of endearment more than a literal term when it comes to dogs. I mean, I call Gracie a puppy and she's 4. So, yeah, definitely a dog person. Definitely. I don't mind cats, but cats can be jerks. Dogs can be jerks. I mean, look at mine. But cats can really be jerks. And so it has to be the right cat. If it's a cat that's going to love me, then I'll appreciate the kitty. But I love dogs. Kim, hello. Welcome and happy Tuesday. How's your Moxie life? You won't believe this, but someone in the Moxie Life Facebook group gave me one for free because she wanted to have it to a good home. Oh, that's so wonderful, Sarah. I love that. The Moxie Life is good. I feel like I'm still, I don't know what you want to call it, planner paralysis. I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing enough to warrant the presence of all of the planners that I have, you know? And the one planner that I actually freaking need, I don't have yet, which is infuriating. Because I'm sitting there like trying to plan out my content going, you know what would be really great? The content planner that it's all supposed to go in, just so I can see the picture, because I don't have anything that quite gives me the picture that I want. So I'm actually using the calendar in the Power Sheets, the monthly calendar spread, because I don't use that for anything in the Power Sheets because I have it in every other planner I own. So I ended up using that as my temporary content planner just so I could lay out what all of the videos are going to look like for the month. But I was like, man, the one planner I actually need is not the one I have. But the Moxie Life is good. I am really enjoying the idea of planning out weekly goals, like every week having to refocus on each category of goals and set goals for that specific week. I really enjoy that. I think if I would have, in hindsight, I should have ordered the companion notebooks for the goal setting of the Moxie Life instead of the vertical planner, because I'm not really good at I haven't figured out how to use the vertical planning pages in conjunction with my Erin Condren yet. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, or the beginning of the day, if you want to be literal about it, I write down everything that I'm supposed to do in the Erin Condren thing, which renders the weekly obsolete, and I haven't had to put enough in the weekly yet to warrant doctoring it up and setting it all up and being like, oh, I need to look at this to see the whole plan for the week. That hasn't become a requirement for me yet. So I'll open the Moxie Life to use the planning page, like the goal setting pages, but I don't necessarily utilize the actual weekly layout. I want to get a little bit better about that. I've got a lot of goals and things that are revolved around morning routines and everything coming up in February to help me get a little bit more structured and routined, and that will hopefully help me with using my planners and everything as well. So I will keep you posted on that. Every cat is a kitten, even my 16-year-old. Yep. Puppies over cats and dogs. All dogs are puppies. Yes, that is true. What is your ideal date night with Eric back in the good old days pre-COVID? My personal favorite date nights were dinner and the theater. I loved when we had tickets to go and see a show and we would make a night out of it. I would go and meet him down at work downtown, and if it was a day that he was at work, otherwise we'd go downtown together. We would take the train and have the whole city experience, and we'd go to a nice restaurant, and then we would go to the theater, and we would bond over that, because that is something that, while he doesn't do theater, Eric has a good appreciation and knowledge of theater and general idea of like, hey, this is the level of talent that it takes to do that. And I have the appreciation of it, as in I like to do it. And I also know what it's like to direct. I know what it's like to design sets and build set. I know how to, I just love going to the theater. So my favorite date nights that are fancy schmancy are date nights where we go to the theater. That's always been fun. I'm longing to do that again one day. Oh, the theater. I'm longing to be in something again one day too, but I feel like, I feel like we're this close and yet it's so far all at the same time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, we're almost there, but almost is really like this. Oh, man. So there's that. And, like, honestly, we don't do anything crazy fancy or anything like that. Some of my favorite date nights are just us hanging out at home because we are actually intentionally spending time together, which during the week doesn't happen. Even with him being home, I'm lucky if I can get him to focus enough for dinner. But like, I haven't during the week. I'm so thankful that I'm hanging out with my mother-in-law because both of our husbands are working until late at night and we don't really see them until right before bed. And so like, just the act of like intentional quality time is lovely as a date night. And we do things like sometimes we get a little competitive and we'll play board games or we will play video games. I love playing with him in Mario Kart, just something a little bit competitive, I personally like, hey Lindsay, good to see you. I personally like when we get to go out and like try different restaurants and stuff, but he's not as big of a foodie as I am. So that's a little bit harder to get him into. That would be like my ideal date night, I guess. But I mean, we have fun as long as we're spending time together and having a good time and focusing on each other and not our phones or hockey, or for me, it's social media and whatever, then it's great, Which EC do you use again? I use the Daily Duo. So I have the schedule bar and then I have the checklist. And even if I have nothing to do that day, I like to fill out the to-do list. And so today's to-do list was literally, first thing on it was get cute. Because for the first time in a long time, I don't know if this is great or bad, I got up and I immediately took a shower. Like, I let Gracie out of her cage, took her potty, and before I even got coffee, I took a shower. Because usually I work out in the morning and stuff, and so I end up showering 10, 11, 12 o'clock, right? But I was like, nope, today's filming day. I don't have working out as an excuse to run behind. I got up, I took a shower so I could get my hair doing its curly thing and everything first thing. And then I put makeup on so I could get cute first thing in the morning and earn my checkbox. And then every other checkbox today was the title of the video that I needed to film. So I had a bunch of line items with titles on it. But I will fill out a to-do list every day, even if there's only a couple things on it, because it makes me feel accomplished. I think we have at least another year of this, but I'm hoping we get a reprieve this summer. Yeah, I have no idea. My father-in-law guessed probably another 8 to 9 months of this. I don't see a whole lot changing through the end of the year, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Oh man, you guys. I felt we were almost there too. I was actually feeling hopeful. Now with all these dang COVID variant mutations here in the US, I can't see a light at the end of the tunnel, feeling very down. What I have heard, and this is all I'll really touch on this, but what I have heard is that the vaccine will still protect you from those. So they're more contagious. So while we aren't vaccinated, it could be a problem because you're more likely to contract it, but the vaccine will still, as far as I know, and I haven't taken the deep dive because I just cannot stand deep diving into media anymore. I've really enjoyed that the news headlines have been a little bit more quiet lately. And, did I talk to you guys about this? No. Y'all, can we take a second and talk about the Bernie Sanders meme that's going around the internet? Y'all. I'm all about the inauguration. I enjoyed watching all of the stuff that happened that day. I was glued to the TV most of the day, watching all of the events and everything. The best thing to come out of that day, I feel like, was the Bernie Sanders meme. I have seen so many ridiculously good ones. Ridiculously good ones. And I haven't actually found like Bernie talking about it, but like I did check his Twitter account. I'm like, come on, he's got to have said something about it. No, his Twitter account is all completely serious. And I'm like, dude, have you not acknowledged the fact that you are a viral meme right now? And it's just like, some of my favorites are like, I just saw one that's him on the Big Bang Theory, in the Big Bang Theory, with him on the couch and Sheldon going, Leonard, he's in my spot. Died. Hilarious. Him with the Golden Girls. Hilarious. Like, oh, yes. And that's what I was going to say, Sarah. I was like, apparently he threw his meme on his shirt, sold them all out, and donated all the money, which I think is incredible. I'm like, way to leverage your completely random viral power right now. But oh, I was thinking about the whole like lack of dramatic media headlines, and I was like, and this was it. Like, I have been laughing nonstop for almost a week. And because of this goofy meme out there. I also heard that I think the woman who made his gloves, also her Etsy shop got a big influx of orders, and it's like a teacher somewhere who's making all of these, which is an incredible blessing to her for like just Bernie happened to buy her gloves or something. I don't know. Awesome for her. I feel like the daily duel may be in my future, but so far I'm loving the horizontal. Good. The bird memes. Nice to have fun stuff going around. Exactly. It's been so nice to just everybody, regardless of what side of the political spectrum you're on, everybody's posting them, and it's hilarious. He created a sweater and giving proceeds to Meals on Wheels. Fauci says he's worried, mutating rapidly and not enough vaccine. I'm eligible and I can't get an appointment. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the worst. Yeah, I keep meaning to look up Fauci's first speech or whatever, and I just haven't. I haven't had the thought hasn't crossed my mind. I've absolutely had the time. I just haven't. She's not making the mittens any longer. Oh, such a bummer. Be a great opportunity. People are actually crocheting dolls of Bernie. And like, oh my gosh, the whole thing is just precious. It's an Instagram filter. It's a whole thing. And I think it's awesome. Because it's happy, you know? It's the poor old man's expense, but it's happy. Yeah, I haven't kept up with what Fauci has said. I should research into that, but I'm just patiently waiting here, twiddling my thumbs, wondering if I have a, the gurney one. Yes, the gurney one. I saw that and I was like, well, it's about time. There was also one that my friend Jess sent me that was Bernie on the musical staff. And like, if you've been trained in music at all, you know, like every good boy does fine, right? And it's like every grumpy Bernie deserves fudge or something like that. And it's little Bernie memes instead of music. No, somebody's like, oh, music joke. And Bernie on a gurney was great. They're all so funny. They're all so funny. I haven't seen one that I haven't liked. They're all funny. He's acknowledged it in his interviews. He has a good sense of humor. Okay, yeah, I've never seen it, but I was just like, man, you gotta say something. As long as he's being a good sport about it, then that's great. That's great. The one that says you've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Yep. I got an email saying I can register to make an appointment, but when I click the link, I don't actually meet the requirements to get it yet. Interesting. And I'm wondering, I don't know. I'm dying. If someone could tell me that I can get shot tomorrow, I'd do it. But I don't know when it's going to be my turn. I don't know if CMT actually qualifies me for anything or not. I don't know. And then, like, I probably have to wait until I'm in Minnesota, right? Like, you can't just get it in whatever state you happen to be in. You probably have to get it in your home state. I don't know. But I've heard people have been having a problem getting registered. But keep on doing it. Keep on trying. It's nice to have something silly going on for months. I know. It just brings so much more lightness, right? I saw Bernie in an interview. He got a real kick out of it, making sweatshirts, selling, donating money. First time I ever saw him really belly laugh. Oh, I love that. Good. Because he looked so grumpy in it. I'm like, oh man, this picture of this man who's just, I mean, you can't tell if that's the face he's making because he's got his mask on, but oh my gosh. Can we talk Bridgerton? Bridgerton, is that how you say it? I can't because I haven't started watching it. We've never turned on Netflix. We have all these things on Netflix that I have to watch, but we haven't turned on Netflix because we're watching everything else. Friends happens to be on HBO Max, which while we're here, we have access to HBO Max. We're watching White Collar, which we love. And what else are we watching? We're doing Marvel movies and stuff on the weekends. We're keeping it busy. Oh, and Smash. I'm getting my mother-in-law through Smash, so I'm on my second complete rewatch of Smash. Yes, everybody has told me that I need to watch it. It has come up in my friend's text thread. Like, it's on my radar. Once I have Netflix, I'll have to have you guys give me the list of all the things I need to watch and catch up on. Even if CMT does what your asthma does. That's a good point. I don't think of asthma, because I don't have severe asthma, so it doesn't even cross my mind that that's something that could help me. But you're probably right. That's probably a bigger deal for me than the CMT. So maybe I could play the, hey, I have asthma and a disability card. I don't know. Meanwhile, my mom and my sister, neither of which have CMT, both have their vaccines already. Like, come on, people. I heard folks were going to Florida for the vaccine. The Florida decided they should be checking IDs. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know. Ooh, did y'all see that? That like jumped out to get me. Yikes. It has some nudity though, unfortunately. Yeah, I heard that it can get pretty raunchy at parts. Somebody called it, what did they call it? Oh, I heard it called like the sexier version of X today, and I can't remember what show they compared it to. I can't remember. I got into the third group after doctors and essential workers because I'm technically still overweight. Technically, I'm still overweight. Oh. So I got a couple things that I can pull. Interesting. I'm on the list. I work in retail, and it may be a while. My husband's fire chief, and he had his first one, and we'll get the second one next Monday. Good for him. I praise every person that can get it, because I'm like, that's one person closer. I've heard it's definitely spicy. Maybe not with the in-laws. No, not with the in-laws. I'll wait until we're home for that one. I'm dying to find another book series along the lines of Harry Potter. I need some magical escapism. I know. I am with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm loving the Harry Potter, but like, I have not loved a book series like I've loved Harry Potter ever. I've enjoyed a couple of other series, so I've read through Twilight. It's very young adult, but it was still really fun to read and to see the movies and everything in conjunction with it. I did the Insurgent series and I did the Hunger Games series. They were both very engaging and very good. The problem with them is they're not necessarily positive and uplifting. So if you're looking for positive, happy escapism, those series are not it. If you are into, I don't even know if these books are in print anymore. If you are into the kind of spicy romance novels, there is a series called the Nerd series. And my girlfriends and I read it in high school and we loved it. I think Vicki Lewis Thompson is the name of the author. That, for some reason, is popping up in my name. So if you need a little romantic escapism, I can recommend those to you because they were a lot of fun to read. I don't think I read all of them, but I read a couple of them and they were fun. Save some mail with the Florida address in your name. Interesting. I'll do that. Wasn't trying to pull anything. I just asked if they had any of the less than conditioned. I was able to say yes. I definitely don't think I'm high risk if I get it. Fair enough. For those who have severe autoimmune issues, I'd wait. It hasn't been tested yet. Fair enough. Yeah, and I mean, there are different people that are on different ends of the spectrum of like, I'm just going to wait and see how this plays out. My husband is not mad that he is a healthy male and is going to have to wait a while to get it. Meanwhile, I'm the one, me and a couple friends who have different physical issues that have, not killed us yet. We're the people that are like, you know what, what have I got to lose? Just shoot me. It's fine. Like, hasn't killed me yet. Nothing else has. Let's give this a try. Why not? But since I live with people who might not get it unless forced, that's a good point. You should, definitely get that because of the people you live with who are not careful. 100%. Cat Cookie. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember your name. I want to say it's Amanda, but I can't remember. Please remind me of your name again. Ah. I love Deborah Gary Witch Central Stories. So good. Very different than Harry Potter, but it's modern day witches in California and semi-modern day in Nova Scotia. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Please don't get me wrong. I'm totally pro-vaccine. Oh, I understand your hesitations, 100%, because you just don't know how your body's going to react, because there is such a wide variety of reactions that are happening. Some more severe, others not. My mom didn't have a single reaction, not even a sore arm, which I don't know if it's genetic, so that bodes well for me. But like expectations are like you're tired, maybe you have a headache, your arm is sore for a day or two. Like it's not fun, but it's still going to be more fun than catching COVID, you know? So I love the movie Devil Wears Prada. That is such a good movie. That is on my list of like movies that I could watch over and over and over again. Devil Wears Prada is definitely up there. There's actually I'm in the middle, I just started it a couple weeks ago while I was on a walk. It was unscribed. Oh my gosh, what is the book called? Is it like When Life Gives You Lululemons or something? And it's like subtitle is like A Devil Wears Prada novel. So I think it somehow links into the Devil Wears Prada characters or storyline or something. So there's more Devil Wears Prada stuff out there somewhere. Also, I was just about to ask if you knew this, Susan. Of course you do. You live in New York. That they're working on a Devil Wears Prada musical, right? I'm assuming you knew that. I could be wrong, but they're working on it. Was Gossip Girl the show that oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it was like a sexier Gossip Girl. A sexy period Gossip Girl. That might be what I've seen. That sounds right. That sounds right, Sarah. Melody. Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying so hard to remember everybody's names. Melody. I'm trying to think of a way that I will do my best. I promise. My sister's best friend who has lupus. Oh, that's right. She got COVID. Last I heard, mom was on a ventilator. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't really care if I get sick. I just know there are people out there who are at risk for severe complications who can't get it. So the more people who get it, the better. That's absolutely right. There are a group of people out there that for medical reasons, not just because they don't want to, but for medical reasons can't get it. And it's up to the rest of us to develop that immunity so they can't catch it. That I do know. Love The Devil Wears Prada. Musical is supposed to be coming to the Chicago area. When? I will drive to go see a preview in Chicago. That would be so fun. The Deborah Harkness series is great. Trilogy, Witches, Magic, Vampires. Oh, the All Souls trilogy. Get me a piece of paper. I still have that piece of paper from last week. So we got the All Souls trilogy. I just downloaded... Oh gosh. It's another romance thing. I haven't even picked it up yet, but a friend of mine posted on Instagram that this author's series of romance books that she has read and really enjoyed were on sale for, 99 cents a piece last week or 2 weeks ago. So for less than $6, I downloaded all of them. I'm like, I'm trying to read more anyway. Let's get some romance up on my Kindle. So I what are they called? Like the whiskey something or other? What were they called? Let me see if I can find it. Can you find your Kindle purchases just in your order history on Amazon? Oh, wait, digital orders. This will have it. This will have it. Here we go. Bootleg Springs. That's what I bought. The Bootleg Springs series. There are 6 books in the Bootleg Springs series. So, there we go. Next book on my reading book is a children's novel called Arlene on the Scene. It's about a 4th grader with CMT and purple leg braces. I feel like I should know about this book. Did you tell me about this book, or did I see somebody with CMT post about it? I can't remember. You'll have to let me know how it is, because I would love to read that. That would be so fun. If you want some books about CMT, living with CMT, I can refer you to 2 of them. Oh my gosh, one of them I'm not going to be able to remember. Shoot! The first one is called I almost just said my working title for a book that if I ever decide to write a book, I have a title in mind. How Should a Body Be by Bethany Maloche. I read her book and I felt like so much of it was me talking. I really loved it. I've reached out to her. We communicate. She's a lovely human. She lives in London. And then Suzanne Rude. What was the name of your book, Suzanne? What was the name of your book? Would help if I popped the last name in right, huh? A Limp of Faith. Her book is called A Limp of Faith, Memoir of a Disabled Disciple, and her disability is CMT. And I related to a lot of her story too. And so those are two that if you are interested in kind of a little taste of story with CMT, those are two books that I would recommend to you. I know I told you of another one, but that one's written for a younger audience, like someone Alice's age. The one that you're currently reading, oh, if it's a book for Alice's age, I should get it for her. Because CMT is always going to be a part of her life because she lives with Papa, who's in leg braces. And then Aunt Bree, who's in leg braces sometimes. We should get her that book. Oh, yeah, send me titles, Lissa. Yeah. I'm trying to think of if I've heard of any other good books. I have a list of books that are all the self-help and nonfiction genre that I want to read, but I don't have good suggestions for fiction. And let me tell you, I keep wanting to, part of me is like, should I join like that book of the month club? Because I keep getting targeted ads for it because every once in a while I consider it and I look at what they have to offer. And they look like they have such fun, like, fiction books and everything. And I'm like, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? I don't know. I feel like I need to read more fiction. I don't know, guys. I argue with myself about this all the time. Do I pick up the next self-help book or do I actually pick up a fiction book? Harry Potter is helping me pick up fiction, but beyond that, I have such a hard time picking up fiction books, and I don't know why. Because I used to love reading fiction books, but they were all like the series of books, you know? Like when I knew there'd be another one coming and a whole big complete journey and everything. I don't know. You know, I work in the fashion industry. My boss is the epitome of Miranda Priestley. No joke. Worked for her for 25 years, right down to throwing coat on the desk and the extra hot coffee. Oh my gosh, seriously? Are you sure the book's not based on her? Is she Miranda Priestley? Maybe. Who was that based on? It's based on a real human. I know that. Not necessarily the whole story, I don't think, but Miranda Priestley, the character, is based on somebody. And yeah, I can't even imagine. So is that a pretty accurate representation of what the fashion industry is like? I'd be very curious to know. I almost sent it to you to give to her. Definitely send it. I need to read more fiction. Brace Yourself for Another Day is the picture book. Cute. Brace yourself. I love that. Brace yourself for another day. There's also a new show on Netflix, The Gate, a Winx series. What's a Winx? I mean, interesting, but what's a Winx? We haven't watched any new series. We started White Collar, but White Collar's not new. It's old. It's about fairies. Oh, okay, cool. That sounds fun. My husband just informed me today. He's like, did you know that they're going to be making a Harry Potter TV show? So shout out to you guys for getting me the information a week before my husband was able to get me the information. Still don't know how I feel about it. Can't decide. Haven't researched, but we had this conversation last week. Anna Wintour, the editor of Vogue. That is the fashion industry. Okay. I kind of figured it was, but like movies can over dramatize things. So it's always fun for me to hear when it's real. Another example is, I don't know if any of you have seen the TV show called Unreal. I've only watched, I think, 2 seasons of it or 1 season of it. It's basically a show about the behind the scenes and creation of a show like The Bachelor. And there's a whole lot of drama that goes on with it, but it shows you the behind the scene, like choosing the villain and how the producers make specific things happen. And so what we're watching, we think it's reality, and it's very much not reality. Somebody who follows me on Instagram works in TV, like works in reality TV. And I was talking to her about it one day, and she goes, that's actually a very accurate representation of what working in reality TV is like. It's not actually reality. Which I figured out after you get the same sort of thing year after year after year, season after season. But it was fun to have that verified, that watching this TV show is showing you kind of the inside thing with it. I also really enjoy reading biographies of people who have been parts of things I've always wondered behind the scenes of. Like, I don't remember her last name, but no, I don't remember her last name. But Andy, the Bachelorette, wrote a book, and I really enjoyed listening to that audiobook because she talked about life on The Bachelor and all that stuff. And it's fun to hear the behind the scenes. I love that. I was obsessed with that show when I was like 14. We started dabbling with spells and magic obsessed. Oh my goodness. I used to play a game, and have I talked about this before? I don't think I have. Do you ever, every once in a while, get like a flashback to a certain toy you played with, or a computer game, or something from your childhood that like you can't actually for the life of you remember the name of, but you can picture it for just like a second? Like that happens to me every once in a while, and for whatever reason, it was this game that I don't know if it was like simulation or like story or what it was, but I remember it was like cartoon-y, and you clicked around a lot, and you were on a mission to find these colorful stones that I think were doing some sort of magic. I think. Can't remember the name of the game. Can't remember how old I was when I played it. Can't remember anything. I have this one picture of me sitting in the basement on the computer looking at this one thing, and I can picture the crystals, and I remember how much I loved playing the game. Couldn't tell you what it is, though. So it's not like I can even look it up to see if there's a way to access it and relive my childhood. But like, it frustrates me to no end. However, I have found a website that's let me play Oregon Trail and an old Beauty and the Beast game I used to play on the computer all the time, which has been super fun to like remember, oh, hey, I have access to this, let's go play it. Or Yukon Trail, I used to play that all the time as well. But this other game, totally couldn't tell you what it is. Couldn't tell you. I can picture it. I can picture the stones. That's it. But that's what your comment made me think of. I have a hard time reading nonfiction lately. I feel like I read enough nonfiction in my college textbooks. I don't blame you there. So read your fiction. I think it's a great thing to do to escape whatever it is you're trying to escape. For me, I use reading. Reading for me is very much tied into learning, which is, I think, why I like nonfiction books, and specifically self-help books, because even if I'm like learning about something that I want to learn about, I get to learn something. That makes sense? I hope so. I introduced my older son to the Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yes! Oh my gosh, did he love it? Roller Coaster Tycoon was one I used to play all the time too. Fit Bottom Girls Anti-Diet. Oh my gosh, have I read that? Have I read that book? Do you guys remember me talking about that at all? It would have been a while ago. I feel like I've read that book. Or at least listened to it on audio, but I can't remember. Might have to read the Winx books, Lissa. Nice. Yeah, I mean, get whatever it is you need out of books. I just know that I need to spend less time on social media and more time doing things of value. And I think that reading is definitely something that would benefit me so much more. And actually, fun fact, did you guys see my post? This is, it ties in, I promise. My old pastor from the Bridge, Junior, and the student pastor, Jordan, started a podcast called Two Dudes in a Canoe. And it's actually really great. It's actually a really great podcast. They have 3 episodes out so far, and they're talking about the rules of life. And it's not all preachy. They're both pastors, so Bible and stuff gets in there, but it's not like preachy stuff at all. They talk about confessions and like basic rules of life and all that. And one of Junior's was he's trying to get a lot better about getting off the phone. So he has replaced his phone habit with a book. And I was listening to that yesterday and I was like, that is something that I really should start doing. I really love listening to those two chat away and doing funny things, and knowing them helps. Like, I know that I can walk up and talk to either of these two dudes, and the two dudes, because it's two dudes in a canoe. Ha! That was not intentional. But it's a great podcast. It's two dudes in a canoe, two like the number. And apparently they posted today that they're in like the top 5% of new podcasts, which I think is awesome for them. So if you want something fun to listen to that has like that self-help element to it, that is faith-based, check those guys out. But the Junior in the book thing, I'm like, when he said that, I was like, oh, maybe that's what I should do. Between that and I have a desire to, every week, I want to do a 24-hour stretch of no social media. And somebody on here suggested to me back when I was like, I'm going to do a social media free weekend, and we were talking about it. They're like, well, why don't you, if you're afraid for your business's sake of like taking a whole day off, why don't you like start at noon one day and end on noon the next day? So you still have chances to engage both days, but you still take the 24-hour period. And I love that so much that I'm going to do that every week next month, at least once. Who knows? Maybe I'll like it so much that I'll do it more than once, but I know that I need to get off social media for mindless scrolling. If I'm posting something or actively engaging or on there with the intent of like, let me engage with a bunch of different posts and talk to people and answer my DMs and comment on posts, that's one thing. But I open my phone and mindlessly open Facebook and Instagram on repeat, back and forth, so often, it's disgusting. So I'm thinking that I want to replace that habit with a book. And how much do I want it to be self-help versus fiction? And this is the kind of stuff that goes on over and over and over in my head, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting the inside look into the crazy that goes on in here. My husband and I talked about getting a game console, but I told him only if we get old school games like Donkey Kong. I've told you guys about, we got the old school, like, you know, when they released the itty bitty little Nintendo system that had like 30 of the classic Nintendo games programmed on there. I love playing that thing because that's what I grew up playing upstairs at my grandparents' house. I grew up playing Mario Brothers 2 and Mario Brothers 3 and Galaga and all that. And now we have those. And it is so fun for me. I love the classic video games. And I'm a Mario girl at heart. I'm a Mario girl at heart. The most up-to-date and recent video game that I'm probably going to purchase is, there is a Hogwarts one coming out sometime in 2021. I'm guessing it's not going to come out until the holiday season. But my husband is aware that I have every intention of getting that game to be like my video game. He gets to play all the video games like Skyrim and all these open world fun games with quests and everything. And I just don't have anything like that I'm engaged with. A Hogwarts one, I will engage with. And so I'm very excited about that. But other than that, I love my Mario. I love my basic video games that are a whole lot of fun, that are spin-offs of what I grew up with. My dream video game, oh my God, this is going to turn me into such a nerd. I want the Nintendo Switch to release the original Pokemon games with better graphics. Same game playing mechanic, same worlds, same everything, but just prettier graphics. That's my dream video game right there. Haven't read any novels lately. I've been into self-help books. The last one was called Moonwalking with Einstein. Interesting. Is there a specific genre of fiction you are drawn towards? I don't know. I don't know. Because, like, what genre is Harry Potter? But I haven't found anything as satisfying as Harry Potter. I haven't. But like I said, series, I really like series. I really like series that I was going to say that has an element of romance, but freaking Harry Potter didn't really have an element of romance. I mean, it had a little bit, but like that wasn't a driving factor of the primary plot. So I don't really know. Like, I don't want it to be too fantastical and outrageous. I I don't know. I don't know. And I'm also a sucker for a solid romance, but it has to draw me in. I have picked up so many random romance novels and the story doesn't get me, and I don't know. I'm a complicated person to find fiction books for. I just need to start picking stuff up and reading them to figure out what I like. That's what it boils down to. So feel free to spam me with your book titles, like in Instagram or whatever, that of fiction books you might think I would enjoy. I don't really do the sci-fi, because is there a difference between like magical world and like science fiction, right? Harry Potter type stuff I'm good with. I don't necessarily need like extraterrestrials and anything like that. I don't want to read horror. I want to read books that are... I don't know. It's hard to say because, like I said, I also read the Insurgent series and the Hunger Games series, and those were not happy. I don't know. Any suggestions? I'm open for any suggestions, really. For anyone interested in the first book in the Deborah Gray series, is about a young elite realtor from Chicago who doesn't know she's a witch. I feel like I would like those. I'm going to Deborah Gray. Did I write that down already? Was that the All Souls stuff? I don't know, but that sounds right up my alley. Like, I love, because for me, the draw of Harry Potter is that the way that everything crossed over from like Muggle world and magic world, for me, it felt like it could be real, you know? Like, and it could be real enough where like they managed to create 2 theme parks out of it, and I've been to them. And it feels legit. Like they were able to bring exactly what's in those pages and in those movies to life. And it felt right. Like, so I like stuff that's like at like cute mid-20s Chicago girl working in real estate that happens to find out she has magical powers. Like that sounds right up my alley. Something like that, you know? What genre is that? Fit Bottom Girls with an audiobook might be my favorite of the diet books. I swear I've read that, but maybe I didn't. No, I'm pretty sure I did. I've done that before. 24 hours over 2 days without social, especially IG. Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm going to be doing. Indigo League starter Pokemon. What is the Indigo League? Like original starter Pokemon? Like Indigo, that's not like, we had red, blue, and yellow. Those were our Pokemon games. None of this indigo or silver, gold. No. Red, blue, yellow. I had yellow. Pikachu was my starter, and I loved him. I think we discussed that your Alexa can make you talk to Pikachu, right? That's a lot of fun if you need to laugh. It's really hard to get him to leave. So be careful, because if you invite him in, he's hard to get rid of. When I was a teenager, which was a long time... Oh, what did I just do? Which is a long time ago, I used to love the Nancy Drew mystery books. I just wanted to take me away to magical worlds. Hunger Games is too dark and depressing. Yeah, it was too dark and depressing. It was definitely dark and depressing. If I come across something, Susan, I'll let you know. I will. Because I love to share if I find a good book. I do have a couple of biographies that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Lauren Graham's biography, and I loved Anna Kendrick's biography as well. And those are pretty fun. Those were pretty fun. Children or young adult. Outlander is a historical romance with some travel through time, but not in a super sci-fi series. That is also on Stars. So wait, is Outlander a book or a TV show or both? And if it is both, which do I start with? Because people have told me to watch Outlander. So which one do I do first? This is important information. Because truly, I definitely am glad that I was forced to read the Harry Potter books before watching the movies. Because there's so much more in that. Like, you get to create your own world first, and then you got to see the world come to life as opposed to kind of the reverse, you know? That was part of the fun for me. The Divergent series was pretty good. The second movie was terrible. I've heard not great things about the Hunger Games prequel. That's one of the ones that's on my radar to read. Another thing that I heard awful things about, but might read anyway, is the new Twilight series book. That's all from Edward's perspective. I've heard it's pretty bad. I've heard it's pretty bad. But it might scratch a weird itch I didn't know I had. I don't know. Guys. Did you ever read the classics, Wuthering Heights or Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier? No, I haven't. And actually, I need to go back, and the Friends episode I just watched today reminded me, I need to go back and read Little Women. I'm certain I've started Little Women. I don't know that I've ever finished it. And I was bitter about Little Women because I was reading it when I was pretty young, and it was a very big book. And I didn't really want to be reading it. I don't know if it was for school or what. I don't remember. And then I've watched the movie with Winona Ryder in it, but that was ages ago. My mom liked that movie, I think. I have vague pictures, again, with the vague random pictures of my childhood. But I never, as an adult, went back and reread Little Women, and that is a classic that I feel like I should read, especially since I enjoy some of the songs from the musical. I have performed songs from Little Women, and I have taught songs from Little Women, and I have not finished the book, so I'm thinking that needs to be on my list. I like young adult but contemporary stuff. Josh Green, Rainbow, yeah, and I don't know... I'm much more into the modern... Hi, Jennifer. I'm much more into the modern contemporary timed stuff instead of like the period stuff, which is interesting because my husband and I will watch period pieces on TV, but I don't necessarily want to read about them. I like the like city girl type modern day stuff, but then of course I like Harry Potter, so who the heck knows? Who the heck knows? I don't know. First generation, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. That was the Indigo League. I would probably pick Bulbasaur if I didn't have access to Pikachu. Several years ago, I read The Notebook and then The Wedding. To me, The Wedding was so much better. If you've never read The Notebook, the book does not end like the movie. I really liked The Wedding. I think I read The Notebook. I don't know. I never read The Wedding. That's the sequel to The Notebook? Interesting. My family had all 3 games, red, blue, and yellow. The prequel reads more like fan fiction and less like a part of the series. Okay. And the audiobook is dreadful. Well, that's no fun. Spin-off of Greery is all about poorly and neurotic psychologists. Oh my. Enroll in a program and end up having to live together for 90 days to do the self-help thing. Same characters are involved. It's fun. Interesting. It's both a book series and a TV show. I started by watching the show, but now I'm reading through the books. She's a British Army nurse after World War II and ends up stepping through the stones. Favorite classic novel? I don't know, because I was terrible about reading actual classic novels. I know I've read A Little Princess. I know I've read The Secret Garden. I think I forced myself through them, so I've repressed them from my memory. Like, honestly, truly. Like I said, I almost made it through Little Women, but not entirely. So I don't even know what to tell you. I don't think I've ever read The Great Gatsby or To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't know how, but I never did. So I couldn't even tell you. I can tell you that when I was in elementary school, we read the book A Wrinkle in Time, and I remember really enjoying it. We read The Giver. I remember really enjoying that book too. And then the movie that came out years and years and years after I read that was satisfactory. I didn't remember all the details of The Giver, but I remember enjoying it, and the movie had the same plot points that I remembered as the book. I never went back and reread the book, but I remember I loved A Wrinkle in Time and I loved The Giver. So does that count? Because I honestly can't remember what else I've read. Literature was my worst subject in school. It was my worst. I was the math and science and music nerd. That was me. I did not like social studies at all, and I was not into lit. The Deborah Harness Also's trilogy is now a TV series. First season was the first book in the trilogy, Discovery of Witches. I'm sure you will love the book series. All right. I'm going to be looking all these books up next week after batch week is over. And transported to 1743 Scotland, where she falls in love. Oh, yeah, see, I've heard great things. And I've heard, like, it'll scratch the romance itch. And, like, I've just heard great things about Outlander. I reread some books I had to read for school. I can really appreciate them now. That's something that I should do. Go back and reread the books I used to read in school. Again, I can't remember, but The Giver and Wrinkle in Time would be good. Has anyone seen the Wrinkle in Time movie? And have you read the book? And is the movie anything like the book? Because I keep, every once in a while that'll pop up and I'll go, oh, I should watch that because I really liked the book. But also, will that ruin the book for me? Not into reading much lit. I know. Y'all have to read mythology in early high school. I feel like I did a little bit. I can't remember. I really can't remember. But it's also, I graduated high school in 2005. So, it's been, what, like 15 years? No. Yes. It's been a while. I got A Wrinkle in Time for my school psychologist or someone for the 5th grade graduation. Never read it. I read it in 5th grade. You're such a baby. I know. I know. I just saw the title. I guess we aren't talking about your cut restarting. Rosie, right? Like, y'all, we started a hour-long book conversation, which I'm here for. As I always say, y'all are in charge. So however things start to go is go with every week. I'm here to not talk at you. I have videos for that. I have videos that I talk at you. And fear not, my cut restarting, I filmed an entire video on all the 411 of that information. So you're going to get that on the 1st. Don't you worry. But this is when I'm talking with you. It is a gathering of friends. So hence the book club. Exactly. It's a gathering of friends. So whatever topic comes up, I am here to talk to you about. And I'm fine if we talk about books for an entire live stream. It's great. It makes me feel like I need to go, like, log off and go read. Truly, that's what I feel like I need to do. But anything you guys want to talk about, if we need a subject change, someone change it. What would you guys like to know? What would you like to talk about? April, thank you. That's really sweet. Batch week becomes all vlogs where Brie is sitting on the couch reading, right? That's what, oh my gosh. And I'm still trying to figure out the format of the Reaching My Goals vlog. Currently, the Reaching My Goals vlog is literally like 2 updates. Here's where I'm at on this day, and here's kind of what I'm going to do about it. And then I filmed it today. Here's my power sheets today. Oh, shoot. I have to finish a Harry Potter book by the end of the month. Oh, my word. Like, this is literally what's on that video. Y'all. Oh, it'll be interesting. And then, of course, I'm vlogging. I promised you guys vlogs of all of my foods, all cut long. That's going to be fun. Ooh, this is heavy. Since I have CMT, when you were little, were you really skinny? Because I am. No, I was not. I was overweight, but it wasn't because I had muscle on my body. There was no muscle tone. I just like to eat food. So, good night, Melody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. So no, I was not. English was my best subject. I used to get in trouble for reading too much and writing. Writing is my thing. Yeah, not me, which is hilarious because I started a blog. Where is Gracie? Gracie's downstairs. Gracie is probably hanging. I'm wondering if Grandpa got home. It's 9 o'clock. He has to be home by now. Grandpa here is officially her favorite person. I am the lowest on the totem pole. The lowest of the low of the 4 people living in this house. It's ridiculous. But she was in here up until right before I started. She was checking out what I was doing, but I kicked her out so she didn't get stuck in here with me. Because if she would have heard Grandpa come home and she wasn't available, forget about it. Oh, I lost the thing. I just remember Practical Magic is a great book. And also The Witches of Eastwick. Both of these series were made into movies. I was going to say, I recognize those titles. I saw a Wrinkle in Time movie. Excellent. Oh, really? Oh, that's good. That's good. Maybe I will reread A Wrinkle in Time. I need to add that to my freaking book list that's already a mile long. Y'all, I just need to spend a whole bunch of time reading. That's what I need to do. I need to spend a whole lot of time reading. Breathtaking. I loved Beowulf, but I think it's because I had an amazing teacher who made it exciting. That is so important. That is so important, especially when you're like required reading. As long as you have, excuse me, a teacher that's going to help get you through it. Oh boy, if Brianna's a baby. Like I said, I'm not complaining. Da, 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 da. I've managed to get behind, y'all. Seen the movie and show, but definitely need to read the books. Yay, food vlogs. Because I can't gain weight. April, I tell you what, that is not a problem I have. I'm very good at gaining weight. Very good. Also, one of my arms does not open all the way. Oh, y'all, are you ready for this? Dear April, I'm straightening my arms right now. Neither of my arms open all the way, sweetheart. Neither of them. This is as far as they go. This is as far as they go. Which, in this angle, actually doesn't look too bad. But neither of my arms open all the way. It is one of my body's oddities. I also cannot flex my feet, so I walk funny. And it just is what it is. I also cannot lift my arms up over my head. So there's that. Trust me, your bodily oddities are not, you're not alone. Believe me. That was the year I dropped out of high school. Oh my goodness. Dropping out was one of the best things I did. I meant sorry about the teacher, you do you. I'm trying to get pumped to recommit Monday. Rosie, what can we do to help you get pumped? Because the problem is with you is you have a repeat cycle of I'm going to do it, and then you can never just find the thing that makes it stick for you. So what do you think? Give us some ideas, or if you want to chat with me about this on DM, that's fine too. But I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think might make it stick. What is your why? What is your why? Why do you want to do this? Why is it important to you that you recommit? Truly. Because until you know that, it's gonna be really hard to get you to commit. I have an outside motivator now. Guess what we did on Sunday, you guys? Guess what the men folk in my family did? We rebooked our cruise. Remember that cruise that crushed my spirit because we didn't get to go and I couldn't get out of winter? We rebooked that sucker for May of 2022. And so now your girl has a cruise to look forward to. A cruise where she would like to wear the fun, pretty tropical clothes and the fancy dresses and love the pictures and climb the ruins, because heaven knows my husband is going to pick some outrageous excursion for us to go on, and he's going to want me to come. So your girl better be in some really kick butt shape so I'm not miserable the whole time and I can do the best that I can, you know? So now I have a little outside thing that is, yes, far, far away, but it's there, and I can use that as a motivator, and I love having that. The Donkey Kong, love old games. I just reread The Secret Garden with my 5th grader and watched the 1949 version of the movie and enjoyed it way more. Oh, how interesting. Did you ever cry about your disability? Because I do to this day. So the honest truth is I probably have at some point, but not really. For me, it is not something, it's not worth the energy getting down on something that is inevitable. You know, you have 2 options in this life when you have any rough situation, really. But like for me in this disability, okay, I have this disease. That is a fact. It may or may not affect the way my body moves throughout time. That is a fact. Whether I am positive about it or negative about it is not going to change the fact that I have this disability. Therefore, my options are to wallow in self-pity about it and be negative and perhaps put that sort of stress and emotion and negativity on my body that will thus make me worse. Or I can approach it from a more positive aspect of life and do what I can to maybe try and get myself a little bit better. And the community that is here can attest to this. I have put on muscle that I never thought that it was possible. Like, check that out, y'all. Look at that shoulder. Heck yeah. Because my other option is to do nothing and let my muscles atrophy. So if option A is to let myself wither away and be sad about it, or my option B is to be positive and try to kick butt the best that I can, option B is the only way to go for me. So crying over it, it's not to say that I don't get frustrated. I get frustrated, but it's just a part of life. It is what it is. When I'm 34 years old and I had to ask my mother-in-law to open my protein shake for me today because I couldn't open it. Like, that's annoying. You know, like, if I was having kids, I would have kids whose my job would be to open their stuff for them. But it's my fact of life. I need help sometimes, and that needs to be okay. I went for a walk yesterday, and I decided to do it in my leg braces, and my left foot was not having it, and I kind of blistered. And it hurt, and I was angry at the fact. I'm like, why did I bother to wear my braces yesterday? Oh, I'm so frustrated by it, but I wanted the speed because I got cocky. I wanted to be fast on my walk yesterday, y'all, instead of slower, because my braces change my speed amazingly. I am significantly faster in my braces than without them. And I was going for speed. I was going for steps. I wanted to get my steps in. I got 13,000 steps in yesterday, but at the cost of my left foot pain. It's very interesting. So, April, it's not to say that I don't get frustrated. Good night, Sarah. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's not to say that I don't get frustrated, but I don't cry about it. And I don't, like, I'll get down a little bit, but the general overarching emotion that I have towards this disease is not sadness, and it is not negativity. This is what I was given. What can I do with it? You know, that's kind of that's my philosophy. Do do do. Da 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 da. Why is it always tricky? Mostly to feel better, strong, and healthy. So, Rosie, I need you to take, like, the deep dive. And are you more affected by positive outcomes or negative outcomes? Like, look at it this way, Rosie. If you decided not to change, if you decided not to recommit with me on the 1st, what would happen? What would happen if you made no changes in the other direction? And maybe think about that. Because the negative implications might be the right trigger for you instead of the positive ones, you know? That's me. I keep saying I want to do it, and I cannot find the thing to commit. Wait for a Monday for the beginning of the month. So frustrating. So, Diana, start Monday with me. Not everybody is open to doing this. Y'all, I'm starting my cut on the 1st, and I'm going for 9 weeks. You can join me. Feel free. I'm happy to have company. I'm going to be, knock on wood, I'm going to be doing my best to post all of my food on Instagram every day. I'm going to be doing, like, I'm going to post a little, like, thing at the end of the day showing my tracker. I'm going to do the vlogs. I'm going to try and be as open about the whole thing and sharing everything I'm doing with you the whole way. And I would love if some of you decided to come along with me. I think that would be a lot of fun. And if you need the accountability, if you want a place to post, tell me that you're posting on Instagram and I will follow you so I can see what you're doing. I watch Rosie's stories, so I kind of know where she's at when she decides to share a little bit. I'm happy to do that. Just let me know. And I will watch for your posts and we can keep each other accountable. I think that accountability is so important. Rosie, in general, discipline is really hard for me too in life. I find I have to push past myself and get my butt in gear for myself because I'm worth it. That's a great way to put it, Sarah. I know you're not here anymore, but that's a great way to put it. I'm really thinking of sharing everything I eat and my to-do lists. I just need to pick if I swap my Instagram or pick another medium. Yeah, I definitely think the accountability is a thing. And then, would you be open to someone calling you out if you didn't share something? Because that's the thing. Like, with me and my friend Jess, you guys saw her hop on for a hot second last week. Like, Jess is back to, she actually did something that surprised me and was really great. So I told you guys I switched my tracker over already to 1600, even though I'm still eating at 2100 until the 1st. She started asking me more regularly again for my tracker to get herself back in the habit. And she saw a couple days of negative numbers. And the other day she's like, "Did you eat out today? Are you okay?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And it took me a minute to process. It's because she keeps seeing negative numbers in my tracker and she was calling me out. She's calling me out and being like, "Look, you're not sticking to your plan. What's wrong?" And so I had to give her, I'm like, that it's okay. Because I'm not starting this till the 1st. And I actually sent her a text message. I'm like, here are the numbers you need to look for. These are the numbers that this is where you need to look for it. I will be sending you my tracker and my running total for the week every single day, blah, 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 blah. Like, I gave her the full rundown, but I was like, thank you for worrying about me. Even though the worry was unwarranted, but like, thank you for, like, she's not afraid to be like, you're not doing your job. What's the matter? And she said it out of love. Like, if I would have said something was wrong and stressing me out, she would have wanted to talk to me about it and help me. But the fact that she called me out was bomb. Because your girl needs the tough love too. As much as I dish it, I need it too. You have come a long way since I started watching you, Brie. You're so strong and healthy. I see definite muscle definition in your arms. You're amazing. Great role model for can-do attitude. Thank you so much, Susan. Your words mean so very much. My thing just jumped. I would just choose one accountability partner. You could do it one accountability partner too. Shoulder gains. Shoulder gains, baby. This alarmed me. I didn't actually realize there's going to be that bump there. Whew. In our book was something about what is the cost of doing nothing. Yes, but that's exactly right, Sarah. What is the cost if you don't change? And for me, I know the cost is if I don't change and I get a little bit more I get more relaxed over time or whatever, I need to kick my butt in gear. I'm itching for the first. I'm ready. I'm approaching this as if it was my first time losing weight. Like, it's day one of my weight loss journey on the second or on the first. And that I'm approaching it with that mindset because that makes it a little bit more exciting, you know, even though it's not my first rodeo. It's really not. I've been in the rodeo. I'm just treating it like it's my first rodeo to give me that excitement and that mindset because I need to make the change in the other direction. Because it's hard for me to make friends and people bully me. April, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about the bullying thing. I was very blessed in that I had great friends all the way through school. But I honestly attribute a lot of that to the fact that I didn't let my CMT be a burden to me. The girl you see, bubbly and whatever, that's me. CMT or no CMT. I don't know what I'd be like with no CMT because I only know life with CMT, but it's never stopped me from thinking I wasn't worthy of friendship or worthy of relationship or worthy of being a part of things. That's never crossed my mind. And I was raised well. I was raised in a home that gave you can, try it before you ask for help. And we would approach things with humor instead of negativity. So I was raised on that and faith. But if you walk into kids, especially when they're kids, I started making friends in preschool and, small kids don't care. My niece is a prime example of that. My niece has seen me and my father in braces for my father every single day, and she lives with him. But she doesn't say, oh, there's something wrong with Papa. It's just, oh, Papa has to have braces and Mama does not have to have braces. Okay. So, and it's just an understanding. Or Aunt Bree's hands don't work right, and sometimes Aunt Bree wears braces too. Okay. It's just a fact of life. Kids don't care, but kids will notice when you start to put an attitude behind it. And for me, I acted like it was normal because it was for me, And again, there were always off days and there's always that one person and whatever. But as long as you've got a solid base, a solid head on your shoulders and a solid base of friends, I've found that someone being a jerk is not going to get to me. And I also, now as an adult, I have the understanding of someone bullying you has an insecurity in themselves that remains unmanaged. It's not your problem that they have a problem with you. And I know bullying goes further than that, but know that the root is it's not because of you. They have a problem. Relate to being bullied and not having friends. It's the worst. In our book was something about the continuing my cut. Not sure when I'm ending, but I'm still going. If I wasn't extending my no spend, I'd be signing up for the Jillian Michaels app to try and tackle Body Revolution. The idea of doing Lift 4 and Body Revolution for a 20-week cut. I don't even know what Body Revolution is. I'm visually impaired and used to have mini pity parties with lots... Shoot. Where did it go? There it is. Lots of tears, but those got less and less, and sometimes the tears are helpful. But then it's about what you do after the tears. Rosie, that is really good advice. That's really good advice. Tears are normal. I've become more of a crier the older I get. I don't know why. I don't know why. I fall in love and I fall apart. You know, it's fine. But sometimes you need a good cry. A cry is cathartic, but Rosie's absolutely right. You can have your moment, but you got to pick yourself up and keep going. And that's really important. Already planned to join on Monday. The cupboard is pretty bare so I can get the right things. I love that. Welcome to the February cut squad. I don't know what you want to call it. Marie, I'm very excited. You make confident because I thought I was alone before I found you. Oh, girl, you are not alone. You are not alone. There's a lot of us. CMT is a very common disease. It's just a disease that people don't realize they have until a lot later in life most of the time. So I'm happy that you stumbled upon my little piece of the internet and that I could be helpful to you in some way. It's absolutely happy to be called out. I just worried I'd spam Instagram stories. Don't worry. If people don't want to watch, they won't watch. They'll scroll ahead. You use Instagram for what you need Instagram to be. I also I love, but I also hate that Instagram stories don't save. You can save them. Oh, and you can see them, Rosie, in your archive. Remind me to show you how to do that. But I can go back and look at stories I posted 3 years ago. You can't, I don't think you can reshare them or anything, but they're there. You have an archive of your Instagram stories. That sounds nice. I've often struggled with finding good accountability like that. I'm also embarrassed to wear my braces in public. Girl, wear those braces with pride. I was out. It's actually, I love watching people look at me in my braces, especially children. It is hilarious to me to watch children because like the people I'm with don't even notice anymore. But like if I'm walking through Target or something and I've got, especially now I'm in Florida, so I'm in shorts, so you can see my braces in all of their glory. It's really fun to just be shopping, doing my thing, and like and see a little kid whose eyes you clearly see go, and then they look back up at me like, why? What? But like not out of, oh, that looks wrong, just genuine curiosity. It is so, it's so funny for me to watch. And I've had the experience, like if a kid ever wanted to ask me why I had braces on, I'd be happy to talk to them about it. I would be here for it. But I've also struck up some really good conversations because I was wearing my braces. Once I struck up a conversation with somebody in a Target who approached me and asked me about it because they had a son or a daughter at home with some sort of disability and they were looking for referrals to like a neurologist or something. So I gave them my doctor's name. And another time, randomly on the streets of downtown Minneapolis, some dude walks up to me and goes, "Hey, what's with the braces on your legs?" And so I told him, and I was like, and so they help me walk better so I can go do the things that I need to do. And he's like, "That's awesome. More power to you." And he fist bumped me and he's like, "Have a great day." And we went our separate ways when the lights changed. And I was like, that was awesome. But I use it as a little opportunity to educate every chance I get. Because I think it's important to be able to show people that you are advocating for your own independence. And if braces is what you need to be independent, then wear your braces. It's fine. It's fine. And anybody who dares to judge you for that has some problems that they need to deal with. Again, it's not on you. You're doing what you need to do so you can live your best life. And it's not your fault if they somehow have a problem with that. I haven't, shoot. I haven't waited about 10 days. I'm sitting about 30 pounds below where I was last year. That is great, Rosie. That is 30 pounds that you don't have to lose this year. I love that. I haven't been consistent, but I've made progress and I want to push myself starting Monday. Excellent. I'm here for it. Day 1, but you're so much more educated than your original day 1. Exactly. I love seeing what I would have eaten a decade or more ago when I first joined Weight Watchers compared to today. A 12-week Jillian Michaels workout program. Okay. I own 30-Day Shred. I think I own 2 different 30-day programs from her. That's perfect. I didn't want everyone to see it, just me. I'm trying to get pumped about the next 9 weeks versus seeing it as a chore. Yeah, so your stories will disappear from the feed in 24 hours, but you have the archive forever. I'm glad I'm recommitting with you, and I'm excited it's only 9 weeks. Hey, that's, it's going to be great. When I have kids, I'm going to teach them it's perfectly okay to ask questions. So many people are afraid to let their kids ask. I know. And there are sometimes I can tell the people are like, Like, if I ever hear a mom say, oh, like, trying to explain it, I want to be like, I'm willing to talk to them. If they want to ask, let them ask. It's fine. I don't ever want people to be afraid. If Alice ever asks me, hey, can you tell me why you don't do this or why you don't do that? I absolutely will. Right now, it hasn't crossed her mind that it's abnormal, because for her and for me, it's normal. It's totally normal for us. And my sister made sure that Alice and I learned how to, like, let me carry her and take care of her in whatever way I needed to for my physicality. So, like, some moms would cringe watching me pick up their newborn baby. My sister let me figure it out because I needed to figure out how to be able to take care of her. And it was great. And so my oddities are not weird to Alice, and that's wonderful. It is such a refreshing thing to see, because she will then in turn take that, oh, this is totally normal attitude out into the world, and she will see other people with oddities or disabilities, and that will be okay for her too. And I love that. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Exactly, Kim. Exactly. They're also going to be taught that I don't want to talk about it is an acceptable answer, and if someone doesn't want to answer, they need to respect that. That's a good thing to teach them. Ripped in 30 sounds about right. It happens with people with low vision too. Accepting a white cane can be seen as a billboard pronouncing that they are blind, but the more they use it, the more it becomes a sign of freedom. It's how a lot of people feel about being in a wheelchair too. People are often like, oh, I'm sorry you're in a wheelchair. But the people that are in wheelchairs are like, I'm not sorry I'm in a wheelchair, because this is how I get places, and this has given me my freedom back. And just, it's really hard for able-bodied people to see it the other way. You know, people are sorry that I can't do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, I'm not sorry. I never had the ability to do it to begin with, so I don't even miss it. I'm lucky that I have the help I need when I need it, or I'm very good at improvising when I don't have the help that I need. Technically, no, April. Technically, it is not a form of muscular dystrophy, because the disease itself does not affect our muscles. It affects our nerves. So we have a nerve disorder, not a muscle disorder. It just so happens that the fact it affects our nerves causes problems for the muscles. But if you want to be very technical about it, we do not have muscular dystrophy. Now, that being said, the Muscular Dystrophy Association has taken CMT under its umbrella and takes care of us as if we do have a muscular dystrophy, but we technically do not, because ours is in the nerves, not the muscles. Good question. Public education for the win, little by little. And do I go to therapy? Currently, I don't. I was in therapy up until I moved, which was 2 years ago. And once COVID is over, and if I feel the need to go back to physical therapy for a little bit of extra help, I will. But I'm also incredibly active. And that is the best therapy you can possibly do. Whatever you can still do, go for walks. If you can lift weights, lift weights. They don't have to be big. I started with 1-pound dumbbells. But be as active as you can be. That is going to be the best physical therapy you could ever do. Truly. As a parent, I don't think it's that we are afraid to let our kids ask. It's more of how it will be delivered. And then a child comes out sounding rude, especially if someone, I totally get that too. And so it totally depends on the person. If someone found me and a kid asked a question and came out a little bit rude, it would not faze me, because I know kids are kids. And kids are going to say the darndest things, aren't they? But you know it's out of a place of love and genuine curiosity, and not just to poke fun. But I totally get that being a concern, Diana. I understand. So I get luck of the draw when it comes to the person who ends up being approached, right? All right, my friends. I've run over, but this was a lot of fun. Shout out to you, April, for coming on here and asking the serious questions, asking the important questions. I love that you did that. And I appreciate the rest of you who put up with me answering these questions, because I know most of my community is not CMT, but it is very important to me to reach out and use my platform to advocate for CMT people when I have the opportunity. So thank you for your patience with that. April, anytime I'm on, feel free to stop on by and ask your questions. I'm here for it. And the rest of you, by the time you see me next week, we're going to be in cut mode, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you are as excited as I am. Feel free to DM me on Instagram and let me know if you're planning on joining me. If you are planning on doing accountability posts and you need me to follow you, I will do all the things. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Lissa, that is definitely awkward. That's definitely a red flag for you if you get the kid asking you if you are pregnant when you are not. That's when you have to go, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time, right? All right, friends, I will talk to you next week. See y'all on Instagram. See y'all around here.